Good morning, everyone. This is your morning yoga practice. My name is Michelle. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm going to take you through a nice wake-up practice that will get your day going the right way. We'll start in a nice, comfortable seated position. For this practice, you'll need 2 yoga blocks, a blanket and a strap, a yoga mat, obviously, a nice sticky one. And then if you don't have blocks, I suggest grabbing a pillow that can support you. So from here, we'll start nice and tall in a seated, cross-legged position, nice and comfortable. Lift the shoulders, roll the back, draw the palms together at the heart. Take a full inhale and a full exhale through the nose. And repeat that one more time. A nice full inhale, relaxing the face, and on the exhale, gently closing the eyes. And repeating that breath pattern, a nice comfortable inhale, a nice comfortable exhale. Doing that again, just filling up, releasing the air. And just notice the body for a moment here. We won't spend too much time in our silent sitting this morning, but we do want to bring attention and awareness to the body. So just observing how it feels right now, seated here on the mat. And as you inhale, notice how your body changes. It changes shape, receiving breath. And on the exhale, notice how your body releases the air. And just repeating that attention, that awareness. And just noticing the breath now at navel center, so down in the abdomen. Begin to trace the breath up to the heart center. And then noticing and observing the breath at the throat. And for the next 2 rounds of breath, notice your breath from throat through the heart center to navel center and out. Navel center, heart center, out through the throat. And from here, gently bowing the head toward the heart. Blink your eyes open, lift your gaze, release the palm. We'll start with stretching the neck here. So just drop the head to the right, so the right ear is moving toward the right shoulder, and then release the left arm down. Begin to twist the head, looking over the shoulder a little bit, but more diagonally down toward the ground. And then come back through center. Inhale, lifting up here, reaching through the left hand, and find a gentle twist. Back of the left hand outside the right knee. Right hand comes down behind you. And just roll open that left shoulder so it's not coming forward too much, just lifting the chest here. And then back through center. And then gently drop the head toward the left side. Release the right hand down. So left ear toward left shoulder. And then twisting, gazing over the shoulder diagonally down. And come back to center. Take a twist here. Inhale, lift the right hand up and twist. Back of the hand outside the left knee. Lift and reach with the chest, the sternum, broadening through the collarbones. And come back through center. We're going to open up our chest here. We'll lie down just for a brief moment. I know you probably just woke up, just came from a lying position, but we want to open up the chest here. So take your blocks like 2 equal signs, and if you need to, hit pause here. This block here will go on the shoulder blades, not above and not below the shoulder blades, so you kind of have to get familiar with where your shoulder blades are. This block will support the head. So we'll come to a seated position. Feel free to leave your blanket on your mat if you would like, or remove it. Sitting in front of the first block, lift the chest here. and begin to gently come down onto forearms. And so from here, I notice, okay, the block is a little bit too far back. So I'm going to bring it a little bit closer, just so my shoulder blades can rest. Yeah, that feels about right. And then I'll take my hands up, bend the elbows, catch hold of the other block, and place it nice and comfortably behind my back, or my head, back of my head. So opening up the arms, just a nice chest opening to begin our practice. You can extend the legs out here. Have the palms up and take a full inhale through the nose. And leave the eyes open here, exhaling. A few more rounds of breath. Allow the legs to flop open. Inhale. And exhale, relaxing the shoulders. One more inhale here. Exhale. And then slowly press yourself up to a seated position, leading with the chest. So lift and reach here, lifting up, coming back to that seated position. And move the blocks out of the way. So coming into a pigeon pose or number 4 stretch. So for number 4 stretch, you'll recline down on the mat. You'll cross one ankle over the knee, and then you'll draw the legs in, or you can just leave the legs here, pressing the knee open. So that's the first option. The second option will be coming into a pigeon pose. And it does demand quite a bit of range of motion. So if it's not the pose for you this morning, no worries. Come to the back and do that number 4 stretch. So from down dog, we'll bring the left leg forward, and the left knee is outside of my hip if you were to look at me. So I'll do it from the side first. Curl the right toes under and walk the hands back and lift the chest here. So it's top of the morning. We won't do a really big range of motion here, so go ahead and walk the hands forward and pull the chest forward for a moment. And then anywhere you'd like to place your head is fine. In the morning, I tend to not want to fall asleep right away. I don't want to go from bed to just falling asleep on my mat. So I tend to pull my chest up and gaze a little bit ahead. But feel free, if you're just needing to recline here and rest, lowering the head down works as well. So pull the left hip back in space. And again, make sure this knee is outside of the hip. So resting here for a few more breaths. And those who are lying on your back, you can remain there. And we'll switch legs. So pressing up, coming back into down dog. If you're lying on your back, go ahead and uncross the first leg and come to second leg over opposite knee. And then we'll bring our right leg forward for pigeon pose. Ekapada Kapotasana, single leg. Royal pigeon. Lift the chest here. And then walking forward. So I like to leave this foot flexed, but sometimes it just doesn't stay super flexed. Not a big deal. Go ahead and lift the chest if you're lifting the chest, or recline the head down. And just settle in here. Noticing the breath, noticing how the body is responding to the pose. So not forcing things. 2 more breaths. And then if you're in the number 4 stretch, go ahead and uncross the leg. Roll to one side and come to downward facing dog. If you're in pigeon, lifting up and making your way to down dog. So keep a nice bend in the knees. Typically hamstrings are pretty tight in the morning. And begin to elongate the back. So a nice bend here, allowing the body to wake up. A nice stretch. Press the right heel down, straighten the right leg for a moment, and then switch here. Press the left ankle down, bending the right knee. And then inhale, come to high plank, or lower the knees to knee plank. So lift the chest, pull it forward, and roll the shoulders back. Lengthen the neck. And if you're in high plank, be firm in the legs, lifting the legs up, and then coming back into down dog. This time, inhale, lift the right leg up, and then exhale, coming into a low lunge. So bring the hands to the outside of the leg. You can always have blocks here to help elevate the chest. So that's one trick you can learn, is leaving the blocks on either side of the mat. And then coming back into down dog. And second side, inhale, sweep the left leg up, and exhale. Left leg comes forward, right knee comes down, finding low lunge, fingertips to the mat for this first round. One more breath here, and making our way into down dog. Inhale to high plank. Bend the elbows, lower all the way down, hugging the elbows in, chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra. Hug the ankles in. So lift the chest, point the toes, then exhaling, down dog. Inhale to high plank. Pull the chest forward. You can always come to knee plank, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Bend the knee, bring the right foot forward, high lunge. Inhale, lift and rise here. Hands can come to the hips. You can leave your hands on the thigh or even elevate here. Open the chest. And then coming back into down dog. Take a breath. Inhale, lift the left leg back and up. And then coming into high lunge. So leave the right knee lifted. You can always drop it down. Inhale, coming up with the torso, hands to hips, hands to thigh, or elevating here. And bring the hands down, come into high plank, drop to knees if needed for chaturanga, or leave the knees up. Inhale, coming into up dog, or hanging out in low cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. So bring the weight forward onto the toes. Bring the chest up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up to stand. And on the exhale, draw the hands together at the heart. Bring the hands behind you. You can always take hold of a strap if the hands don't quite reach. Intertwine the fingers. Have a soft bend in the elbow here. I like to keep my feet hips distance, but you do what works for you. Inhale, pull the arm back slightly. Wrap the shoulder blades into the chest and lift the chest here, but draw the ribs in. And doing that again, lift the chest, open up here, and then bend the knees. Finding chair pose with our hands behind us. So sink the hips down, weight comes into the heels, open the chest. And then fold in with the hands coming up and over. And if that's a bit extreme for the shoulders first thing in the morning, just release the hands, bring the hands to the hips, or hands can hang down. Holding here for a breath. And then bend the knees, finding Utkatasana legs or chair pose. Feet can be hips distance or legs together. Open the chest. And then folding in. Release the arms, hands down. Inhale, rising to stand. And exhaling, draw the hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, fold. Exhale all the air out. Inhale, come halfway up. Hands press gently onto the shins. And then bend your knees. Step the right leg back, lower the right knee down. We'll take a twist here. So bring the right hand underneath the shoulder and turn toward the left knee. Then from here, lift and reach. And then bring the hand back down. Step the hand out a little bit wider so the right hand almost comes to the edge of the mat, and you can heel toe the left leg out a little bit more. Finding a bit of a chest opening thing here. So bring the left arm back, looking up, reaching up, finding a nice stretch in the chest, and then bring the hand down, heel toe that foot back, coming into down dog. And take a breath here. Either staying here in down dog or take a vinyasa. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. And we'll do the same thing on second side. So bringing from here, the right leg forward, lower the left knee down. Uncurl the right toes, left toes, and we'll find a twist here. Inhale, lift and reach, just for a moment. And then bring the hand down, walk the left hand out a little bit further to the left, heel toe the right foot out to the right, and it's more of an open twist with an expanded open chest here. So float the hand behind you a little bit more, hug the left shoulder blade under and into the chest. One more breath. And then coming back through high plank and lowering down or going straight into downward facing dog. Inhale here, upward facing dog, and exhale, down dog. And hold your down dog. See if you can press the heels down a little more. Inhale, sweep the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee toward the nose. Coming into a side lunge. So lower the left knee down and begin to come into Parsvakonasana or Prasarita Padottanasana, intense forward fold. So toes are pointed forward and you're halfway here in the torso. And then from here, bending the left knee, keep the toes pointed forward more or less. The ankles are in line. Walk the hands out. So bend the left knee, let the head hang here. And if this feels a little bit too much, bring the hands underneath and just stay right here in this side lunge. Lowering the hips. Holding here for 2 more breaths. One more inhale, exhale. And then walk the hands back. And like Spider-Man, we're crawling back here. Lower the left knee down and sneak the right leg back and open the hip. So bend the knee, turn the hip open to the right, and lift the knee up. Try to square off the shoulders. Lift and reach with that knee. One more breath here. And lower that knee down, coming into downward facing dog. So from here, you can either stay in down dog or come forward, taking the vinyasa. Beautiful. And holding downward facing dog. We'll come into our second side here. Inhale, sweep and lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, knee toward the nose, and lower the right knee down. And this is where we walk our hands towards center. Straighten both legs, point the toes forward. Prasarita Padottanasana, halfway up. So lengthen the chest here, and then begin to bend the right knee and lower the hips down. Trying to keep the toes pointed forward, but do what feels right in your body, and walk the hands out. So for me, I notice that in my right hip, it doesn't want to go so far. So I don't try to force the range here. I try to just stay lifted. So if I want to go further and it doesn't feel right, I just come back and I focus on lengthening my back here. Let the head hang. Hold for 2 more breaths. One more inhale and exhale. And walk the hands back. Coming into that low lunge again. So face the edge of the mat. Lower the right knee down for a moment. Then we're swinging the left leg back and opening up the hip. So here we go. Inhale, sweep and lift the left leg up. Then open the hips up to the left. Bend the knee and draw the foot toward the glute. Continue lifting the knee, but press down through both hands, squaring off the shoulders. So you don't want that left shoulder to lift up. You want to remain squared down. One more breath here. And release the leg down, either holding in down dog or taking that vinyasa. Inhale, draw the chest forward. Exhale, halfway down or all the way down. Inhale, up dog. And exhaling, finding your down dog. And press the heels down. Holding for a few breaths. I love this little sequence because it's full of chest opening and twists. It's really invigorating. It's very good for the morning. Inhale, lift and reach the right leg up. Exhale, knee toward the nose, coming into a high lunge here. So for a moment, bring the right knee over the ankle, situate your hips. So pull the right hip back, wrap the left hip forward, pull the chest forward, and slowly rise up. And from here, we'll clasp our hands behind us. Again, grabbing that strap if you'd like. So you have the choice, stay here. I guess another option would be to lower the left knee down to stay here. So either high lunge or Anjaneyasana, low lunge with the knee down, or coming into warrior 3, Vira 3. So for that, we leave our hands clasped to open the chest, draw the weight into the leg. You can step in and then press through the right foot, the right leg, and lift the left leg up. Draw the navel in, lower the left hip as best you can, and you can keep a soft bend in the right leg. Open the chest here. Focus on the breath. Holding here, trying to keep that leg in the back active for one more breath. And then slowly coming back into high lunge. Release the hands. Take a breath here. And coming into a twist. So either the left hand to the inside of the right foot, and you can lift and reach here. You can lower that back knee down, that's another option. Or bring the hands to heart center and we'll twist. So I'll twist toward you just so you can see my face. Hook that left elbow outside of the right leg. Lift and reach here. Grounding down, lift the chest. Shifting the weight a little bit forward on that back heel or on the ball of the back foot. And then release the hands down, either straight into down dog or taking that vinyasa. So high plank, chaturanga, coming into upward dog, and then downward facing dog. Take a breath here, stretch through the fingers, reach the heels back. And second side, inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, draw the knee toward the nose. Place the foot down, square off the hips, so pull that left hip back. And then coming up to stand here, inhale, lift and rise. And then exhale, palms come behind, clasp the fingers, and open the chest. Draw the ribs in for a moment. So same options here, holding this high lunge, lowering down the back knee, or finding warrior 3. So to do that, shifting the weight forward, taking a step in if you need it, and then press actively through that right heel and extend the right leg back. Lower the right hip down a little bit so you're not opening up to the right, and draw the chest forward. Be very active here in the back leg, grounding down through the foot. Back of the neck is long. One more breath. And then slowly bend the left leg, coming into high lunge, and release the hands here, finding our twist. So hands to heart, either hooking the elbow outside the leg, or dropping the right hand down to the inside of the left foot. So find where you're at, find what you need. Whatever you do, find expansion here in a nice twist. Lift the back thigh actively. If you haven't lowered down the knee, holding here for another breath. And then coming back into a vinyasa. Or straight into down dog. And exhale. Take a moment here, returning to your breath. Building a lot of heat, a lot of energy and opening in the body. So we'll take lizard pose from here. Sweep the left leg up and back. Exhale, knee toward the nose, and step the left foot outside the left hand. Lower the right knee down, uncurl the toes. And lift the chest. I love lizard pose. So this is your first option. The back knee is down. You can come to fingertips. You can even take blocks and rest your hands on the blocks to help elevate. So holding that, or lowering, raising the right knee up and lowering down onto the forearms. So feel free to walk that foot out a little bit more if you need more space. Pull the chest forward here and be very active in the back thigh. So this is what it looks like from the front. Hopefully I'm not cut off, and hopefully I don't fall off this deck here. So lift and reach, just like so. And holding this for 2 more breaths. I'm going to return to my mat so I don't feel like I'm falling off. And then wherever you are, come back up to the hands, lower the back knee down if it was lifted up. And then straighten the right leg and step the foot in. I'm taking blocks here. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. So a few things here in Parsvottanasana. I'm pressing my right heel down and very active in my hips. I pull the left hip back. And I'm trying to lengthen my spine here. So pull the chest forward and come up about halfway. Inhale. And then exhale, fold. Press the back heel down. Keep this front leg straight as much as possible. And that's where the blocks can come in to help you elevate. And then we'll find a twist here. Lots of options for our twist. Revolve triangle. So you can set a block to the inside of the left foot and then just turn your body toward the left side. So you always want to turn toward the opposite leg. Lift and reach here. So that's the first option. The second option is without the block, you can come to fingertips or press the hand down. Lift and reach here. Or bringing yourself into a more narrow stance, take the hand outside of the ankle and press the hand into the foot, and that helps leverage the twist a little more. Wherever you are, ground down through your feet. Draw the navel in a little bit and lift the chest. Holding for 1 more breath here. Slowly release, unwind, and then coming back into our high plank. And either straight back into down dog, or inhale, coming forward. You can come all the way down and do a cobra here. Inhale, and then exhale, downward facing dog. So how was that? I hope that was good. We'll come to second side here. I'm going to turn myself around. Lizard pose. So bringing the right leg forward and outside the right foot, lower the back knee down and lift the chest here. And for lizard, I like to demonstrate it facing you, so I'll do that for a little bit here. So feel free to walk that leg out a little bit further. It's to my right. I don't know what it looks like to you on camera. So here's lizard, option 1. You can always have blocks underneath your hand here. Option 2, coming down to forearms. I like to have a bit more room here, and then lifting the back leg up. So long in the neck, still pulling the chest forward to lengthen the spine, and hold. Press down through this front foot. I'm going to return to my mat. You keep going for another breath. And then lower the back knee down if it was lifted up. Bring your hand to the outside of the right foot. Heel toe that foot in. And then coming up to a standing position. Set the back foot in a little bit at an angle. So both feet are pressing down. The front leg is nice and straight. Inhale here, find length in the spine, making sure you're drawing the right hip back, and then exhale, fold. So I'm playing with blocks. It's mainly just to show you where you can have your blocks or where you don't need them. It's your choice, it's your body, so you kind of figure out where things need to go over time. Ground down through the back heel, use that back glute to press the leg down. And then also grounding down through the right big toe. Holding here for another breath. Inhale halfway up, taking a block for a twist if you need it, placing it to the inside of the right foot or just inside without the block. Lift and reach here with the chest. Again, you can also find the hand to the outside of the ankle, foot to help bring some leverage. Commit to the back leg, keep it nice and straight. Opening up here, finding that twist. Draw the navel in, lift the chest, roll that right shoulder back or the uplifted shoulder. And then slowly release your twist, and you can take a vinyasa here or just meet me in downward facing dog. Taking a few rounds of breath. Let the head hang. So we'll move a little bit more into our hip opening, our chest opening, and our twists, and then we'll take it down to the mat. So just a few more poses here to help wake the body up. So set the left foot forward here and lower the right knee down. So we're finding here again, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. You can make it lizard pose where you widen your stance here if you like, bring that hand to the inside. But for now, hug that left knee into the shoulder. And then for some, you can reach back and take the right foot back. So you catch hold of the opposite leg. So this is your option here, or you can leave that foot down and just find your twist. So those of you who are catching hold of that foot, you can also grab a strap to bring that foot in. Now kick the foot back into the hand and help revolve, help turn and twist and open. Making sure the hand is to the outside of the foot, if possible. Holding here for one more breath. Kick back and then release. And we'll find ourselves in another twist. So straighten the front leg, step the back leg in here. So this is where I like to tell people they can jump off the train. So you can stay right here again and even play with the twist, or stepping forward, taking that block with you, lifting the back leg up, and then finding a twist here. So I'm grounding down through my left leg, and I'm lifting and reaching up through my right leg, and then find a twist. And hold here. Being active in the legs, you can also bend that right leg and find yourself kicking into the hand. Hold this twist for one more breath. Revolved, Ardha Chandrasana. Release. Bring the foot down, bring the hand down, and come right back into downward facing dog. So if you have that energy and drive and you want to take a vinyasa, feel free to. And then we'll do second side. So from our down dog, we step the right leg forward, finding Anjaneyasana, low lunge. And then bring the right hand to the inside of the leg, lift the chest here. So either hanging out here or taking it back to where we twist and find ourselves pulling our left leg in. So right arm to left leg. Kick into the hand. Help yourself revolve. Noticing the breath for a moment. Bringing yourself all the way into this moment. And then release. Coming up to standing in that Parsvottanasana, intense forward fold, pyramid pose, and then we'll take a twist here in half moon or revolved half moon. So either staying here and taking your twist or elevating the back leg. Step forward, bring that block underneath the hand, which is underneath the shoulder, and begin to twist toward that standing leg, and then be very active in the lifted leg. And then holding here, or bending that leg, catching hold, hand to the outside. Kick the foot into the hand. Holding here for one more breath. Wherever you are, releasing any twist, looking down, releasing the leg, and then coming back into downward facing dog. And hold your down dog. Coming back. Inhale, come forward to high plank, lower to knees, bend the elbows, come all the way down. Release the hands back. Lift the chest, roll open here. And then catching hold, bring the hands behind you. So intertwine the fingers, catching hold of the hands. And draw the legs together here. Inhale, lift and reach just the chest. Drag the hands a little bit closer to the feet. And lift the hands off the body. Pull the sternum forward, hug the ankles in, point the toes, and then slowly come down. Release the head to one side. Take a breath. And doing that again here with a variation. So lift and reach, pull the hands back, open the chest, and then bend the knees and catch hold of the feet. So this is an option here. You don't have to do the hand holding. You can always just elevate the chest. From here, kick into the legs, or the legs kick into the hands, and lift the legs up. Lift and lift, and lift for one more breath, and then release down. And you can stack your hands and take a quick break. So we're doing Shalabhasana locust pose into Dhanurasana bow pose. And we'll do that one more time. So catching hold of the hands behind you, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. And with the strength of your back, just begin to lift your upper body and point the toes here. So again, you can stay right here, work on lengthening the neck and lifting up. Or bend the knees and catch hold of the fronts of the feet. Toes are pointed or feet can be flexed. Your choice. And then lift and reach. Continue to lift the legs. Open the chest. Hug the legs toward one another. Weight comes into the pelvis a little more. One more breath. And relax everything down. Stack your hands and take a little bit of a rest. You can even bring your ankles side to side here, just opening up the back. Okay. Coming now to our knees. We'll be sitting with our toes tucked under. And for some, this might be a little extreme, and if that is you, feel free to take a block here and just sit on your block. So you're not so extreme. You can even stack your blocks. And if you really don't like the toes tucked under, just uncurl the toes. No big deal. Okay. So we'll start here with our toes tucked under. We'll lift the chest and roll open. So everything is just opening up here. That's what we've been working on this morning. Clasp hands behind you again, using that strap if you need it, and lift the chest here. Gaze is forward. And then release the hands and bring your hands to your heels and lift the bum off the heels and begin to reach. So it's kind of a modified camel pose. Gaze is forward and your torso will be at an angle. Just work on lengthening the back, opening the chest, and bringing the shoulder blades through the chest, through the sternum. And then slowly lower down, release the hands. So that's one way to enter Ustrasana. We'll build on that. Again, if your knees are bothering you, you can slip a blanket underneath the knees. And now we'll start through a more traditional entry. So your knees are underneath your hips. and the hip points. And you want to think about your inner thighs rolling backwards. From here, bring your hands to your hips, lift and roll the shoulders back. Draw the navel in and begin to lift and arch, almost like you're jumping over a pole. So you're trying not to touch a pole behind you. And then bring the hands back, catch hold of the feet here, and lift the chest. And then we'll draw the head back if it works for your neck. Slowly release both hands. Hands come to the hips. Bring yourself up. Slowly come to sitting on the heels. The head is the very last thing to come back. So that's a big chest opener. It really invigorates. It wakes your body right up. So we'll repeat that one more time. So your choice here, you can do the modified ustrasana where the toes are curled under and you're holding your heels that way, or coming through it through a more traditional entry. So lift the chest, hug the inner thighs toward one another, tailbone is long, begin to arch the upper back and catch hold of the ankles. Lift and reach. Holding. One more. Slowly release. Bring everything up. And head is the last thing to come back. Well done. Okay. Coming down now into cat-cow. Let's loosen the back a little bit from here. So knees under hips, round the back, wrists underneath the shoulders, and then inhale, opposite. Lower the belly a little bit, lift the tail, and draw the shoulders back. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And one more. Exhale, round. And coming back to a neutral spine. So taking dolphin pose or headstand pose, shirshasana, your choice. If you're doing dolphin pose, you'll take a block and bring your hands like the letter L. Make an L outside of the block here. And then coming down to forearms, hug the elbows in so they're underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under and lift the hips up like down dog, but you're on your forearms. And you'll let your head hang here, lengthening the back. And then take breaks as needed. This is meant to be your inversion or coming into shirshasana. So taking a moment to find a nice open wrist, curl the one pinky under, hug the elbows in, allow the head to rest here, lengthen the neck, no pain, and then lifting the hips up, draw the knees in, and slowly extend the legs up. So wherever you are, hug the navel in, be very strong in the shoulders, and find length. So if you're in shirshasana, extend the legs up, draw the ribs in. If you're in dolphin, lift the hips up. Again, draw the ribs in. Holding here for another few rounds of breath, coming out at any point. One more inhale and exhale. And wherever you are, if you're in dolphin, slowly lower the knees down. For shirshasana, begin to come out of your pose nice and slowly. And then for everyone, taking child's pose from here. So lowering the hips down, extend the arms out, let the head rest. Walk the hands back. If you need your blanket, grab it now. Come on your back. Hug the knees in toward the chest. Extend the left leg out. Hug the right knee in toward the chest and find a twist here. So bring the right leg over and open up. Right arm toward the right. Come back through center. Hug and hold the back of the thigh. Flex both feet. Inner thighs wrapping down. Bend the knee. Draw the hand a little bit higher. Relax the shoulders. Bend the knee. Perhaps catching hold of the calf. And relax that leg down. And switch legs. So drawing the left leg in. And find a twist. Sweep that left leg up and over the body. Extend the left arm out. Gaze over left shoulder. And slowly come back to center. Hug the thigh toward you and extend the left leg up. Inner thigh is wrapping down. Relax the shoulders. Bend the knee. And then maybe walk the hands up a little bit. Bend the knee. And maybe the hands come up to the calf. And release the leg. Finding shavasana from here. So if you're a little bit cold, you can grab your blanket, like I will, and bring it over your body. Or if your lower back needs support, rolling that blanket, placing it under the knees. Ah, yes. Allow the legs to flop open. Take a full inhale. Palms are up, opening the chest. Exhale, close the eyes. Just settling in here for the next few moments. Noticing your breath at navel center. Following your breath. Relaxing any areas that still might have any tension left. On the next exhale, releasing that out. If you have time, I encourage you to stay in shavasana for another 5 to 10 minutes. Otherwise, if you need to get going with your day, start to move your fingers and toes and rock your head side to side. Gently roll to one side and press yourself up to a seated position here. Crossing the legs. Sit nice and tall. Take a full inhale and a long exhale. And bow your head. Rub your hands together, creating heat. And cup the center of your hands over your eyes. Gently blink your eyes open into your hands and move your hands away from your face. Thank you so much. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you have an incredible day. See you soon.